I always thought my days among the stars were over. 2 years had passed since I returned to Earth after the Orion Conflict. The war that had tied me to the most unlikely ally, Queen Xelyra, ruler of the Astral Dominion. She wasn't human, not even close, but she had saved my life more than once, and I had saved hers a single time. In her culture, that one act created an eternal bond. I assumed she had moved on, or maybe I hoped she had, but everything changed tonight. The sky split open in a cascade of violet light as her massive flagship descended silently over my neighborhood. The air vibrated. Dogs barked. Windows shook. I stepped into my backyard frozen, staring at the impossible sight landing in front of me. When the ramp lowered and her tall figure emerged, my heart stopped. She stepped forward, 6 nebula-like eyes glowing, her metallic hair drifting as though underwater. Her ceremonial armor shimmered with constellations, sliding across the surface like living stars. She looked the same, terrifying, majestic, and strangely familiar. Human. Her voice echoed both in the air and inside me. I missed you so much. Let's go back. I couldn't breathe for a moment. Xelyra, why are you here? I managed to say. She paused in front of me. Her expression something I had never seen on a queen. Fear. The Dominion is collapsing. Civil war spreads across the outer rings, and there are factions who know you once stood beside me. They will come for you. Her voice softened. I will not lose you again. I shook my head slowly. I'm not a soldier anymore. You were never just a soldier to me, she said, voice trembling. She extended a glowing hand toward me. If you stay, they will destroy everything to reach you. If you come with me, I can protect you. My heart raced. Earth had finally given me peace. Quiet mornings, simple days, normal life. But looking into her eyes, filled with desperation and something deeper, I felt the pull of the stars again. She wasn't just offering safety. She was asking for me, for us. And as the night sky reflected against her armor, I realized something I had been avoiding for years. The universe wasn't finished with me yet, and neither was she. I hesitated, staring at Queen Xelyra's outstretched hand, the weight of the choice pressing down like gravity from a dying star. Every instinct screamed to stay, to cling to the life I had rebuilt on Earth. But the emptiness I felt when she was gone returned like a tidal wave. Finally, I took her hand. The moment my fingers brushed hers, a surge of energy shot through me, warmth and cold intertwined, like lightning dancing in liquid metal. Without a word, she turned, and together we ascended the ramp into her ship. Inside, the air hummed with alien energy. Panels floated mid-air, constellations projected across the walls, and the hum of engines sounded like the heartbeat of a galaxy. We don't have much time, she said, her voice steady now. The civil war spreads, my people. Some want me dead, some want you dead, and the rest. She trailed off, her 6 eyes narrowing. They want both of us. I swallowed hard, gripping a railing that wasn't really needed in zero gravity. Why me? I whispered. You already have an empire to fight for. Why drag me into this? She looked at me, something unreadable flickering across her glowing face. Because when I fell, you saved me, and when I fall again, I will need you, not just as a soldier, as my equal. The engines roared as the ship left the atmosphere, stars stretching into lines as we jumped into faster-than-light travel. Earth became a tiny blue dot behind us, fragile and distant, and I realized I was leaving everything I knew forever. The first days in space were disorienting. Every corridor shimmered with alien technology. Every window revealed nebulae and warships that made Earth's satellites look like toys. I trained alongside Xelyra's elite guards, learning her language, her strategies, even the rituals of her people. But at night, when the ship floated silently through the void, she would come to me. We talked about everything: home, loss, fear, even laughter. Slowly, a bond formed stronger than any I had ever known. One night, staring at a dying star through a panoramic view, she whispered, "If we survive this, human, I will not let another moment separate us." I nodded, feeling the truth in her words as if it had always been inside me. The war loomed, the galaxy burned, and enemies lurked in every shadow of the stars. But in that moment, I realized something powerful. For the first time in my life, I was not just surviving, I was part of something greater, a force that spanned worlds. And beside me, the alien queen, my ally, my partner, my constant, was ready to face it all. Whatever the universe threw at us next, we would face it together. The war had reached the edge of the galaxy. and the stars themselves seemed to shudder under the weight of the conflict. Xelyra's fleet moved like a living organism, warships forming patterns I could barely comprehend, each vessel a deadly predator among the void. I had trained, fought, and adapted to her ways, but nothing could prepare me for the reality of facing a civil war that spanned light years. Yet beside me, Xelyra moved with terrifying grace, her 6 eyes scanning everything, calculating, commanding, and yet somehow finding time to glance at me, offering that faint spark of reassurance that had kept me alive from the very beginning. "We must strike now," she said, voice calm but resolute. "Their forces are converging on the central star cluster. If we do not act, the Dominion and you will fall." I nodded, gripping the controls of my assigned fighter. For the first time, I felt more than fear. I felt purpose. The battle erupted with blinding intensity. Laser fire lanced through the darkness, explosions rippling across distant planets, and enemy ships twisted and burned as our fleet carved a path through them. Amid the chaos, Xelyra's flagship soared, a beacon of light and command, and I found myself following her lead without question. Every maneuver instinctive, every choice critical. Hours passed, or perhaps days. Time had lost meaning among the stars, but finally, the rebel admiral appeared, the one who had orchestrated the attacks on both Xelyra and Earth. His ship was massive, dark, and oppressive, dwarfing the surrounding vessels. "This ends now," Xelyra whispered to me as we approached the enemy. I felt her hand brush mine, a silent connection that grounded me amidst the storm of destruction. Together we executed a coordinated assault. Her ship absorbed incoming fire while mine targeted the weak points she revealed. Explosions painted the void in white and crimson as we fought in perfect synchrony. And then, with a final surge of energy, the rebel flagship was disabled, drifting lifeless among the wreckage. Silence fell over the battlefield, broken only by the soft hum of our engines and the distant flicker of dying stars. I looked at Xelyra, exhausted and glowing, and she looked back at me with that same intensity I had felt since the day she returned to my home. "We did it," I breathed. She nodded, stepping closer. And for a moment, all the war, all the chaos, all the fear melted away. In that instant, I understood something profound. The universe was vast, unpredictable, and often cruel, but as long as we stood together, nothing could break us. And so, as the stars stretched endlessly around us, I held her hand once more, ready to face whatever came next. Not as a soldier, not as a human alone, but as a partner to the alien queen who had brought me back to the stars.